Okay, well, at this point I'm just kind of mopping up a few things. This has already been fully recapped. Electrolytics, wax papers, paper oils, all of that. This inductor that was cracked over here uh, is now not cracked. I got that glued back in. The ferrite core is okay. It didn't get cracked because it wasn't anywhere near where the crack happened. The only issue is there's a wire coming from this that got cut short when it got disconnected, and I can't get it to reach that one post over there, so I'm unsure what to do. It obviously, this is a burst amp inductor, so this broke because I was a bit too rough when I was moving it, and it basically didn't land evenly when I laid it down, and it basically put pressure on it and cracked it, and that's when it pulled that one wire off. So that's the only big hold up right now with this TV. I already double checked all the wiring. I did spot one error where I miswired this wire that had dots or stripes on it with the other one that had stripes. I got it mixed up, so I got that all wired correctly and fixed. I'm going to be checking the transformers, or at least try to. I'm still a little confused about a few things, but part-wise, this is pretty well replaced. I even replaced that thermistor that this thing had, and the original one looked like it probably had failed. It's a common failure part. Now you got this diode, which I was, for some reason, just impulsively decided to want to measure. I don't know why. But then, of course it was fine, but then I forgot where it went, so I had to look at the schematic for that. Put that back together. I need to check the flyback for this thing. If the flyback's bad, then it's going to be trashed. The flyback, that is, if the flyback's shorted or bad. I do have a replacement flyback for this, new old stock, ready to go if necessary. This is the 1965 Zenith color TV chassis, 25MC36. There is one more resistor I have to put in, which it's a 3.3 megohm, which I don't have anything over a megohm right now, which means I'm going to have to order some higher value resistors. Didn't anticipate that being an issue, so then we've got, I cleaned up all the tube sockets and pots very thoroughly. There's a bit more cleaning I can do. This is a lot better than what it was. Moving on to the Ford Philco, however, you've got a situation of, you fool me once, don't fool me again. I don't know. Well, this wire, one of the wires here, got ripped off because it's a really thin gauge wire, so I'm going to have to deal with that. I want to check that focus divider. I think that's what it is, because that could be bad. I'm not really confident in it. I think the flyback's fine with the Ford Philco. There was a posistor, which I already replaced. You can see it there. There was a piece of wire there, and I thought, gee, that looks like that's really crusty looking fuse wire. I couldn't find a fuse that in there on the schematic, and I realized, wait a minute. This whole time, I didn't even realize it was a failed posistor. So, replaced it. And that right there could have been an issue. That's the circuit breaker, by the way. And it's probably to limit inrush current. So there's just a few minor things left to do, and wires to connect. The wire going to the bulb for the tuner got ripped out of the socket, so I'll have to fix that too. A lot of these issues are just really, really annoying little things here and there that are dragging this on a little bit longer than I wished, but... And then I'm going to put the thermistor on the degaussing coil for the Philco as well. Get that done, and I'll be able to start. Oh, there's one more cap on this, one more capacitor I had to order that I did not already have. And hopefully with all that in place, we should be able to start, hopefully getting this TV to solve its arcing issue. But I know that it's like, oh, clean the socket. Well, here's the problem. I mean, something caused it to create a path of burnage or carbon tracing. It didn't just happen. Something is probably leaky caps or something went wrong to begin with, and you can clean it up all you like, but if that problem's still there, you're eventually going to have the arcing come right on back. So I want to solve the root issue, not just clean it up and patch it up. So this thing is only one electrolytic away from being fully recapped itself. And again, I cleaned all the pots. I managed to get into those little sealed up ones even to clean those up. So it's doing a lot better. I probably need to check this transformer too, but yeah, I don't think any of the diodes are bad. I did replace a diode though that had been too short of a lead to put back on, along with a ceramic cap that had too short of a lead to put back on. So I did those replacements because I had no choice due to lead length concerns. So we're getting there. We definitely are. And another dummy mistake was I just assumed the degausser on the Motorola didn't work. And I found out what was controlling it, and I thought, I ripped it off, and there's no replacement parts I can find for it. It seems to be very proprietary and specific to Motorola. It does seem to me that, I guess it does work, so who knows? I guess you can't hear it when the degausser turns on, which is a rarity. Normally when a degausser turns on, you can hear it make a big thwonk sound, but in the case of the Motorola TV, I guess not. So that's another whoopsie there, but we'll patch it up. Like I said, the goal is for functionality, not originality. So that's my philosophy with working on this stuff. I want to get it to work, not be original, but work. It's, and that will be doable. If I can, I'll just wire the existing one back on. If not, I will find a suitable replacement or solution sooner or rather than later. So other than that, there's 2 minor capacitors left on the pincushion board of the Motorola to recap, and that is it. And that will take probably a few seconds once I get the parts. See you guys.